I remember Storm looked over and was like, Nova, you're gonna come and help Deacon retain a title tonight. And so literally that the first moment in the ring where I get my hand raised, I snatch the belt away from the referee and I hug her. That's literally our first hug ever. It was captured in that moment at that show.
Talk about that to me, man. What's it like for you to kind of be stuck together and it's just a wrestling thing? How quick did it transfer from we're working together to I think there's a little more going on here?
Super quick.
That
Very
hug,
quick.
that hug kind of started it.
Man, I don't know. There was something weird that whole day because that morning there was a show at Bluff City. And I wasn't booked on it, so I wasn't going to go. And then my dad hits me up and he's like, "Hey, we're going to do a battle royal for the last show." So, because they do TV tapings, they do a month of TV at a time.
Right.
And it's like, we need an extra body. Will you come do it? And I was like, yeah, I'll come do it. So Nova and I knew each other by this point, of course, because she'd been training with us for a couple months. And I get to the show, and I can tell that she's looking at me a little differently, and I'm looking at her a little differently. I was like,
Right.
all right, like
Y'all meet eyeballs here and there, like, oh shit.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, look, I don't need to make her feel uncomfortable. I can understand how weird this whole situation has to be for a woman in a male-dominated profession like this. So I was going to keep it cool, keep it casual, and then literally that night at another show, we're put together, and so the next day we have a training session. So we go out to the training session, and things are a little weird between the two of us. So she hits me up after the training session on Facebook. She's like, "Look, here's my number. You can just text me." I was like, "Well, I can't seem needy, so I'm not going to text her tonight. I'll text her in the morning." So I text her in the morning.
Longest night of your life, huh? You waiting the next.
I swear. And so I start texting her the next morning, and it just kind of picked up. And I think by the end of that week, we were kind of looking at each other like, "Hey, are we in a relationship?" I think we are. I was like, "Oh, okay." Good. We've hit the ground running, and we've been going at it ever since.